Since I now have to make more clothes for myself, I have discovered how quickly I need to make plan with it. And unfortunately, that means put aside my wonderful, lovely, big project that I actually want to make, my ball gown, which I'm hand sewing fully. The reason this must focus on my wardrobe came in first was due to the rain. Those don't know, where I lived, we had about 2 floods almost. Or the rain was in such a lovely state that it is either you're struggling with getting your clothes dry by hanging it up in the house, or use tons of electricity to run the dryer. Where I would normally go and put my clothes outside in the sun on the line. A few days of that does tend to get to the problem of what do I wear. Then I have to deal with another problem. It is simply called my stuff must be custom made. And being the only one that actually understands how to take measurements and try to take it yourself, you tend to get 10,000 different measurements. Every time you measure, you get a different number. But there is this method of starting with standard to create your own body block. Okay, let's start. You'll need to start with, don't ask me why just this 3, your waist, your hips, and your bust. Okay, I will admit I am pear-shaped, so if it's just those 3, I fall into 3 different categories. But that's due to weight problems and where the fat on my body choose to sit, then the actual natural body measures I need to deal with. If I go with more or less the measurement that actually fits me, if it comes to how one needs to go by bust weight hips, I fall under a size 14. Something to note here. Although I am short-waisted, that's not my problem. If we go to nape to hips, which is supposed to counteract the short-waistedness, this is the measurement I end up getting if I follow the size it requires. 61.4 centimeters. But mine is not that. Mine is a bit longer, with 63.5 centimeters. But that's not all. Waist to floor, according to this one, if I go with the smaller size, the 20, if you go with waist to floor for the size 14, I'm 110 centimeters there, or supposed to be, but I'm not. So let me focus on my actual height, since that does not change. Now all of a sudden, my bust is way too small. My waist, which I already spoke of due to that is where the fat cells love to sit, is even too small. Okay. So what measurements do you use then? A quick dive into the skeletal properties of people, speaking of those, they got a small frame or medium or a large frame. Turns out, if you combine that of how you figured out what size your frame is compared to your height, you get more accurate measurements if you are close to what your standard is supposed to be. So now I have to work between 2 sets of measurements, a size 14 for all my circumference measurements, and the length of all my measurements, a size 18. And when I checked the numbers compared to what mine is, what an incredible similarity. 1 centimeter off the bust. The waist and the hips I'm well aware of. That will not fit the proper measurements. And suddenly my waist to floor, waist to knees, all that suddenly correspond. So I need to adjust my patterns for short-waisted, which if I draft my pattern from scratch, starting with combined sizes of size 12 and 18, I will get my measurements correctly. All I need to adjust for is the fact that I'm pear-shaped and short-waisted. All of a sudden, it sounds like easily doable. Now that I know what size measurements I need to use for this pattern, since I know I kind of have to redo my entire wardrobe due to the lack of amount of clothes I have, so that I can have a decent wardrobe, I can look at books, videos, anything that's got the information of what will work for me. Because I'm trying to figure out color combos and all that. I mean, the entire wardrobe at once. I borrowed a book from the library. This person got you to check what you are not happy with, what measurements are you happy with, what are you not, where your problems areas are, what areas do you want to highlight. After going through that, what do I wear? Nothing. Because according to her, my arms are not ideal for my body. Therefore, I need to mark it as unhappy because it's larger. No, but if you look at how they are larger, why they are larger, that fits. That's not an issue. I cannot work with one or two things. I'm supposed to check 6 numbers. So I end up tossing that idea out and focus only on short-waisted and being pear-shaped. Well, I got my list. And in true Victorian style, or back in the Victorian era, I will make a game out of it. I got 4 different sleeves types or styles: flared bow, capped, or fitted. The long fitted sleeves. Neck styles got V-neck, scooped, halter, the curve, and off the shoulder. Bodice, I'm supposed to have 3: A-line, princess seam, and darted. My skirts, A-line, flared, bias cut, pleated. Then for my jackets, it's a single breast jacket with either princess seams or darts with the notch lapel. Like I said, I can make a game out of this. Let's combine sleeve option number 1. What about neckline number 4? Well, we need a bodice shape. What about number 2? Oh, the skirt. What option? How about number 2? That could work. So now let's turn this number into actual styles. A princess seam bodice with a curved neckline, while I have a flared sleeves compared with a flare skirt. I can even go and turn it into a dress. Now to go sit and figure out the exact patterns I'm going to use, but I'll prefer to start with my basic, so I'll take you along with that one. And then in the evenings, while where the light is not ideal and time to take it easy, being off work, but I don't want to take off, I'll be continuing on with my bobinaise, which those who don't understand, it takes forever to make. So my hand sewing ball gown project will have to wait while I get all the bobinaise done until next week.